Whoa, my hair looks funny. Oh, don't do that. No. Stop. What is this? What am I? Ow, my leg. Oh, my leg. Yeah. So this is, guys, stop smacking the books. Hello and welcome to whatever this video is going to become. My name is Zarina, and if you're seeing this, this means I actually posted a video, which is a surprise for everyone, including myself. So today I'm going to be, well, I already organized my physical TBR, and I'm going to be showing you what books are in it and kind of the order a little bit. A lot of it, mostly, I'm showing you the order of my physical TBR. That's the point of the video. And the reason I'm doing that is because it is currently October 27th. That sounds correct. Halloween's on Tuesday, which is crazy. October has flown by so quickly. But it's about to be final season, and I needed to get this organized, or else I was gonna lose my marbles, which, yeah. So it was just one of the many parts of organizing my room that I just got to. And because of that, I thought, let me share it. So here we are, and let me just stop talking and let's get right into it, all right? Okay, cool. Hello, this is editing me because I'm realizing as I'm rewatching all this footage, at the beginning of this, I am like incredibly low energy to the point of being boring, but I'm too lazy to refilm it, so I'm really sorry about that, but I promise I get progressively more chaotic and have more energy as this video goes on. So, put it on 2 times speed if you're bored. Okay, cool. Okay, I've built my TBR and I'm going to show you what it's looking like right now. And I say right now, but I kind of mean probably for a while, because once I lock in my TBR, I'm definitely not a mood reader. So like this is probably how it's going to stay until I finish this. I'm also on a book buying ban, not because I want to be, but because my wallet says I have to be. I'm actually going to start with, I'm going to show you backwards because I need to put these where they actually need to go. And I'm going to keep them in order because I don't know the order well yet. We're going to start with the bottom. Okay, cool. So here we go. Starting off at the bottom, I've got Warrior Girl on Earth by Angeline Bolle. And this one, the only reason it's at the bottom is because I don't have Firekeeper's Daughter, which is the first one in this world. And I think the first book, I'm not really sure. I have not read the synopsis too well. I just saw it and was like, ooh, pretty cover, and bought it, not thinking. So purely at the bottom because I need to source the other book. Next book, we have The Raven King by Maggie. Last name I cannot pronounce or read. 4th book in the Raven Cycle series. Here it is. Okay. Next, we have A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. I didn't really like Prior of the Orange Tree, but this cover is absolutely stunning, and this book was haunting me, so I had to buy it, and I did. But it's going at the bottom because until I graduate with college, I don't think I'm gonna have the mental capacity to read this. Okay, cool. Next, we have Unholy Blood. This is the Korean version, so for every other language except for English, it's called White Blood, but in English it's called Unholy Blood. It's a webtoon comic. It's great. You can read it. I bought this in Korean to help me practice studying, so I could study Korean, and that's why this is here. Next, we have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This one I might actually move. It's a little bit far down in the stack, especially because Wildfire came out and I also want to read it. Next, we have the second book in Heaven Official's Blessing. I need to get on this because the second season 2 comes out, and I'm really bad. If I watch a show that's based off a book, I'm not going to read the book. Oops. So I need to read this before next season comes out, which I think is soon. But it's still near the bottom of my stack because I had nowhere else to put it. Next, we have this very long word that my brain can't read. It's a Shakespeare play made for modern audiences. This one specifically is by Amy Fried. It's relatively short. I got it for free, so I'm gonna read it. Next, Bloodmarked. I'm so excited for this book. This is near the bottom purely for the fact that I am so excited to read this that hopefully it helps. I try to put some books that I'm excited to read near the bottom so that I will continue to like make it through my TBR. And I'm not one of those people who like forgets what happens in series very often. Like I tend to know slightly too much. So this is going to the bottom. I want to read this so bad, but anyway. Up next we have Caraval Needed to read it, I bought it. Now it's in my TBR, makes sense. This I got for like $3. It's called The Ancient Kingdoms of Mexico. My inability to pronounce names. This is the author, Nigel Davies. I got this for $3. It's here, it exists. I'm excited. Okay, now we've got Blue Lily, Lily Blue. Third book, I believe, in the Raven cycle. Makes sense. Third book goes before fourth book, so it's here. Next up, we've got Psyche and Eros by Luna McNamara. I found it at Barnes & Noble one day. Was very hyped. Here she is. It's very trippy because if I move my head, you can see behind me and you can see the fact that I'm talking to myself on my cell phone. But the fact that this is one of the best angles of my room, I somehow need to get myself a little higher, would be great. But this is better than some of the other setups I've had, so we're just gonna go with it. Next one I have is Amari and the Night Brothers. Suggested to me on Goodreads. Found it at Barnes & Noble for a reasonable price. Yeah, this was $9. To find a book nowadays for $9 is so hard. And for what? I mean, I do reread my books again, so I'm saving money and like making money after like a certain amount of reads. But like, glad to see a book that seems reasonably priced because nowadays that's impossible. But that's actually the first like 1/3 of my stack. Okay, next on the bottom, another Korean language. This one's Korean folktales for language learners. These basically work like they have the Korean on one side, the English on the other side, vocabulary words, and like some grammar. Yeah, you get the point. You get the point? You get the point. I get the point. We all get points. We're winning. Yay! Another book I'm excited for, this one's called Snake Falls to Earth by Darcy Little Badger. It's very heavy, which is really surprising to me. I don't know why. Oh, that's really pretty. I've never taken off the jacket. That's really cute. The book is very dense. Like the paper is heavy and the jacket, this is very strong. I'm not complaining. It's just, you pick it up and you're like, this feels like a rock. Anyway, but I'm excited for this. Read the synopsis, was excited at one point, don't remember what it's about anymore. Maybe there'll be a future update. We don't know, if I ever post. Finally getting to the Atlas 6, buy one, get one 50 at Barnes & Noble, and I was like, sure, why not? I've seen this on the buy one, get one 50 table like a ton of times, never grabbed it, so here it is. Yeah. Comic called Dog Years by, who is this by? I don't know where it says it's by. Got this for free, someone was just passing them out on the street, and I like free things. The Dream Thieves, second book in the Raven Cycle series, here because it helps space out the rest. Up next, we've got Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas and Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. I will be tandem reading these. You're looking at me, Zarina, why are you tandem reading these for the first time? Because this is the first time I'm reading these. Well, I will share with you a very silly fact about myself. I do not like going back in history in book universes. Like, it's a very niche thing that I dislike, but it is something I dislike. Like, because I found out that these are happening at the same point in history, like, there's some people who, like, might have, when these books were coming out, probably, like, figured it out and they were like, oh, that's really cool. I'm not one of those people. I get more pissed off because I know what's happening in the other one. So, I probably, if no one told me, I probably wouldn't have realized. I most likely would have not actually ended up finishing the books, even though I love Sarah J. Maas books. I've finished Crescent City already. I actually started with A Court of Thorns and Roses and then went to Crescent City, and now I'm going back to Throne of Glass, even though my friend who introduced me to Sarah J. Maas was trying to convince me otherwise to start with Throne of Glass. I was like, Court of Thorns and Roses, okay, cool. Court of Silver Flames is my favorite one. Yeah, but it's a good thing I found out that these happened at the same time ahead of time, and I do plan on tandem reading. Quite honestly, it's fair. If you see me shifting up and down, it's because I'm sitting on the floor and I have a dislocated ankle and I keep sitting on it, and it's fine for a little while, and then it like hurts, so I have to get off of it. Ooh, if you want to hear more about my dislocated ankle, I'll probably bring that up at some point. I can't not talk about TMI health problems. But next, Korean stories for language learners. This one, the reasoning of putting this before the folktales one was purely because I bought this one first. Okay, next, The Wicked King. I'm excited to read this purely because my friends call me Book 2 Cardin, and I want to know why. Why am I Book 2 Cardin, okay? I need to know, because he's an ass in Book 1, and they specifically told me, no, Cardin? His name's Cardin, right? Not Caden? Yes, el nombre. Cardin! I was correct. My friends say they don't say I'm exactly Book 2 Cardin, but they say that I'm like Book 2 Cardin. And as someone who's not read them, I want to know. So this is why this is here. Next up, we got Threads That Bind by Kiga. Last name I still haven't learned how to pronounce, which is really funny because I actually posted a TikTok doing a New York book haul. I got this in New York with this book, and I apologized profusely, and I was like, haha, the author is not gonna see this and know that I can't pronounce her name. And she commented on my TikTok. And first of all, I was freaking out because that's really cool. But second of all, I like looked it up on Google, and I like typed it in and like tried to have the internet pronounce it for me, and like nothing. No like video explaining it. I did not think to look up the author's TikTok and like listen to, I don't know if she's ever said her own last name. Did not think about that. So I'm excited to finally read this. It's currently the end of October. Halloween is in like 5 days. But reading this, I need to get to it. I really do. That's why it's like closer to the top of the stack. Now, finally, since you've seen the other 3 books in the Raven Cycle series, we finally get to The Raven Boys, which I believe is the first book. I know is the first book. I'm starting to get loopy, which is great.
Yeah, it's only like 5 p.m., which is so great. Maybe it's 6. Anyway. Ta-da! Yeah.
Okay, we finished the second randomly assorted stack, so let's get to the last one. Da-da-da, da-da-da. That's the ESPN sound. Where is my brain? So this top stack is really kind of like my current read / I need to read these soon for reasons, and I will explain those reasons. My first 500 Korean words, I feel like if I actually finally put this in the stack, I'll actually do it properly, because I got to like day 4. I got to day 4 and stopped doing it, which it's like...
If you don't know, this has like 10 words daily to help you learn Korean, and I just keep putting it off. So
this one is existing in the top of the stack. I've started this, and by this I mean the Sunbearer Trials by Aiden Thomas. I got to page 10 and then just like got library books, and I was like, well, gotta finish my library books first. So this is started. This is The Tempest by Kenneth Cavander. I put emphasis on the wrong syllables and names, if you can't tell by the fact that I've been saying none of the authors' names. So I'm gonna pretend it's Cavander. But it's another modern day Shakespeare retelling. I got this for free. Gonna read it. I started, this is Festival of Shadows, a Japanese ghost story by Atelier Sento, I believe is how you pronounce the name. Again, this is a comic. It's very pretty already. I'm on page like 36. I bought this in DC and was reading it on the way home on the metro, so that's why that started. Winning the Story Wars by Jonah Sachs. Got this for like $3 at a used books sale on campus. I'm a film and media studies major and thought it was interesting. Next, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yaros. I'm pronouncing that so wrong. I know I am. Okay. This is because the new book I think comes out November 7th, and I'm meeting up with people in my book club November 11th, and I need to have this read by then because they've all read it and I haven't, and I don't want to get spoiled. Okay, this book is Tales of Korea, 53 enchanting stories of ghosts, goblins, prince, fairies, and more. Started this on the Washington DC Metro. It exists now. I'm reading it, so it's here. Next, another book that I need to have read very soon is called Ways of Being by James Bridle? James Bridle. The full title is Ways of Being, Animals, Planets, Machines, The Search for a Planetary Intelligence. And the book talking about how AI's relationship with living things. I'm on a student AI ethics
coalition thing. So this would be a very interesting thing to bring into discussion for that.
I finally got my hands, I like how you can't see the book like that. I finally got my hands on Aristotle and Dante, Discover the Secrets of the Universe. Middle school me has been trying to read this book, but I've just never gotten to it. And I started it over Brooklyn Public Library over the summer, and I'm like on page 50, and I haven't gotten to finish it yet. But when I saw it for buy one, get one 50, I was like, hands down, it's getting purchased at this moment. So that's why that's there. No. If you know me well, and if you know me in person, you know this book should have been done months ago. This is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas, and this is the book my honors thesis is based off of. I'm a film and media studies student, which I think I already said in this video. So my honors thesis, I can like graduate, is based off this book. I'm writing a modern day TV adaptation with a Latino-based cast that's gonna be set in like modern LA, Southern California. I wanted to have this book done by before school started so that I could come in and start working immediately.
So that I could have my first script done, my pilot script done by the end of the semester.
However, that has now turned into my treatment being due. Cue me badly explaining what a treatment is. A treatment is basically like an outline for your movie or TV episode, and I wanted to have my treatment done by September. It is currently October, and my treatment is due in about a week and a half, and I still haven't finished the book. And both my thesis directors are super nice, and I've had their classes before, and they know me, and they're like, Zarina? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, you should really get that done. I'm like, yeah, sounds great. I really should, but I haven't, and I have about half the book left, and this half of the book took me about 30 hours to finish, and this half of the book will probably also take me 30 hours to finish, but here we are, procrastinating, filming this video for you. I made myself cringe with that, don't worry. And then this is a library book, Rich People Problems. It's the third book in the Crazy Rich Asians trilogy by Kevin Kwan. I read a book. What book was I reading? I read a book before this. It's called Blood Like Magic. I already forgot who the author was. I really wanted it to be good and thought it was gonna be like, I'll finish Blood Like Magic and then I'll go straight into, I knocked over the book pile, straight into Count of Monte Cristo and finish my thesis. Except, unfortunately, that book was awful. Completely terrible. I was so sad because the premise of it is fantastic. Sadly, the writing is really bad. Also, to kind of explain a little bit more, that book made me wish that show not tell was not a principle but a rule. That's how I could explain it. That I'm kind of being slightly ruthless, but that's also because I've been sitting on my floor for so long. I should probably get up. So if you've made it this far, congratulations, you made it to the end of me showing you my physical TBR for the known future. I'm not really a mood reader. This will probably stay in this order until I get to the bottom, which I'm one of those rare readers who I don't not have a TBR. I can get my TBR down to like, my physical TBR down to like 1 or 2 books before I start buying more. So it kind of basically stays the same until I reach the bottom. Yeah, I would love to say fall TBR, but we're about to get into final season. And that's a load of fun, especially because I'm a humanities major, so I write a lot of papers, and staring at words and then having to write words is not exactly fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I might actually post this video, so if you're seeing it, I posted it, which is great. I would say when I schedule videos like a good YouTuber would do, except I'm not a good YouTuber, and this is my second, probably, if it gets posted, this is the second video on my channel. So if you're watching it, welcome to whatever this is. Cool? Cool. Thank you. Bye. Have a good week. Drink some water. Have a safe Halloween. Overall, have a great day. Yeah, okay, bye. By Luna McNamara, I believe is how you pronounce it. McNamara. Yeah, McNamara. By Luna McNamara. Okay, hold on, let me try that again. Smacks book. Even though that means I'm gonna have to carry. See, carrying these two around is not that bad. This is like carrying Court of Silver Flames. You know what? Also, this feels like carrying. This is, I still think, is smaller than carrying around Priory of the Orange Tree. I'm probably wrong about that, but I'm still salty about the fact that from reading A Priory of the Orange Tree, how heavy the book was. I had a paperback version. And it still hurt. I was in a wrist brace because I hurt my wrist holding A Priory of the Orange Tree. I feel like I bring that up anytime I start talking about books.